Morning, morning. How are you? In this video, I will revise with you the inquiry skill that we've been talking about. In this lesson, we're talking about the inquiry skills. Look at this boy. Can you see him? What can you infer this boy is doing? What does the word infer mean? It means to guess. When you see things around this boy, when you see the clues, you have a strong guess. So what can you infer this boy is doing? What can you predict he's doing? Look. Does he wear a uniform? Is he going to school? I don't think so. Look at him. He's wearing casual. It sounds that he's going to play outside. Look around him. He's not at home or at school. He's outside. Look at the grass, some flowers here and there, the sky around him. So, the boy is going to play outside. You can say, I infer that the boy is going to play outside because he's having his bag and he's wearing casual jeans and t-shirt. It sounds that he's ready to go play outside. I know that you are, as first graders, you want to investigate and you want to know lots of things related to things happen around you. Okay, let's see. If you want to know more about anything, you need to start by observing. Observe and compare. How can you be like a scientist? Do you like to be a scientist? I guess so. You can use inquiry skills which help you find out information. They help you to learn about your world. So, if you want to be scientist, you need to pay attention with me here in this lesson because I'm going to teach you the inquiry skills that you will need as a scientist to find the answers of all the questions that you have in your mind. So as I stated, inquiry skills are skills that help us find out information. As we can see in this picture, these friends are playing outside. It sounds that they are in a park. This boy is comparing. Compare. First of all, he observes the leaves. Then he compares between both of them. Okay, grade 1. Now I have a big question. Can I compare having only one thing? So if this boy has only the yellow leaf, can he compare? I guess he cannot compare. Actually, I know that he can't compare because when we compare, we need to have two things. Can you see? He has two leaves, so he's comparing to know how they are alike or they are different. Let's see here. This girl is observing this leaf. To observe means to look carefully, to look closely. She's using a hand lens. And this girl is trying to read about the thing that she wants to know about to help her friends observing and comparing and finding the answers for the questions. Another inquiry skill that we should have or we should know, should learn when we want to know the answers for the questions is predict and measure. Look at this boy with the black hair on the right. He predicts that it's going to rain today. Why? Because as we can see here, he has a big clue. Clue means things that tell you that something is gonna happen. You're not perfectly sure that it's gonna rain, but the clue, here in this case it's the clouds, tells him that it's gonna rain. In this case, this boy is predicting. He predicts, which means that he guesses or he has strong feeling that something will happen because he can see the clouds. This girl and the other boy are trying to measure. They're measuring the size of the rock. Can they measure without using a measure tool? No, of course not. They have to use the tape measure. Classify and communicate. Look at this girl. She's sitting here, and under this girl we can see birds. Birds from different colors. To classify means to put these birds in groups. As you can see here, how many bluebirds we have? 1, 2. Here we colored 2 blocks with the color blue. How many red birds we have? We only have 1 red bird. So we color only 1 block. Look here. How many brown birds we have? Yes, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 brown birds. That's why we need to color 3 brown blocks here. What do we call this? This thing that we can use to classify. It is the graph. You will see later that we will use graphs many times. Graphs help us to classify. Classify means put things in groups according to the similarities between them. So the birds that have the same color, or sometimes not the color, might be the size, we put them in the same group. This girl started with observing the birds, then classifying the birds. After that, she put them in graphs to communicate, which means she wants to tell her friends and she wants to tell us about the number of the bird and the kind of the bird that she found in the park. That's why she communicates what she has learned. Let's move to the next inquiry skills, which hypothesize and plan an investigation. These 2 boys are talking together. The first one, the one without the guy without the hat, he says a statement. He says a sentence, a hypothesis. He says a big log rolls farther than a small log because it is heavier. The second says, I will roll both logs down the hill. Can you see both logs? This is the bigger one, the heaviest, the heavier one, and this is the smaller, the lighter one. He says, his friend, I will roll both logs down the hill to test the hypothesis. So, when we have a hypothesis, we're not sure it's true or not. We need to test it, to try it. After trying and testing, we will come up with a conclusion that the heavier log, tree log, will go farther because it's heavier. After that, we will understand that heavier things can go farther when we throw it. Infer and draw conclusions. This boy thinks that the light container is empty. When you have 2 containers, water containers, one of them is heavy, the other one is lighter. Which one of them is full of water? Yes, the heavy one is full of water. So, this boy infers and thinks that the light container is empty. He infers, mean he guesses. Is he sure? Let's see. He just emptied one of them. Empty container are lighter than full containers. After he tested the idea that he had, he comes to a conclusion. Conclusion means he drew a conclusion. Conclusion means the final result, the final thing that you find out after you do the test and you do the investigation. Let's move to another inquiry skill, which is make a model and sequence. When you make a model, you're not having the natural thing, the real thing. You're trying to make something similar to teach us and to learn yourself about the thing. Scientists usually use models to mimic reality and to show things that we have in our real world to make it easier to understand it. When we make a model, we need to follow steps. Like this girl, she's trying to know about the life cycle of a butterfly. She made a model here. First one, the butterfly lays the eggs on the leaf. Second, look, here is the sequence. This is the first step. Second step, here we have a caterpillar. So eggs turns to be caterpillar. Then we have a cocoon. After that, we have a butterfly. Can you see the sequence? Sequence means order and steps. A scientist should, when a scientist make a model, he should pay attention and he should be careful to follow the steps and put things in order. We say step number 1 or first, second, third, final, or we can just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, grade 1. I hope you enjoyed the science lesson, the science unit, and don't hesitate if you have any question. Bye-bye.